What are we talking about?
We're talking about why we went into lifting.
Oh.
How it has impacted our lives. For the greater good!
Oh, you just bumped your head. Oh, God.
Hello.
Welcome to the Griffin Show.
I am the camera. Here, play with my things. Hey guys, it's Grant and Shelby, and also Griffin. Here to talk to you guys today about why we went into lifting, and which I really wanted to talk about this because every person who goes into bodybuilding or any type of thing that they're passionate about has a story, and so kind of wanted to tell a little bit about ours. I figured Shelby could go first, and then I go second, and then we just kind of say how it impacted our lives and what it's done to us, and yeah, I don't really I can't think of any other thing. So go ahead.
Okay. So growing up, I always played a competitive sport. Starting around the age of, gosh, I don't know, like 5, I was always in sports. Middle school years, I was playing volleyball, basketball, and I was also running track. And then high school came around, I kept with volleyball and track. So I was always playing a competitive sport. I never had to really think about how to keep in shape, because if I wasn't at volleyball practice or track practice, I was required to be in the weight room. So it was always exercising via sports or a coach forcing me to be in the weight room. And I was fortunate enough to have a really great weights coach all through my middle school and high school years, who really taught me the foundation of weightlifting. So I had a pretty good understanding from that alone. But I came to college and I wasn't playing competitive sports anymore. I didn't go to school on scholarship. I didn't go to school to play a sport. I went to school to go to school. And so once competitive sportsmanship was kind of taken out of my life, I was at a loss for what to do as far as like my fitness goals and how to stay in shape and how to stay healthy. And for a while I kind of let it slip away. I tried to go to the gym. I'd get on the elliptical for 30 minutes. I'd get bored. I'd go back to my dorm and I'd have some snacks. And I started seeing myself going down that spiral. And it was one day I decided to tell myself, like, I can't continue down this route or I will see that weight gain that a lot of people do during school. And that's when I decided, when I was doing sports and I was required to do lifting, I actually did kind of enjoy that. So I decided to go to the gym and start actually experimenting with weights a little bit. I was still pretty new to it, especially not having like a guidance coach. Like my weights coach in high school gave us a pretty structured workout. So I did my best to imitate that, but I was still a little bit at a loss for what to do. I wasn't lifting heavy. I was just kind of going to the gym because I knew I needed to. Then this guy came along and he knew that I was going to the gym quite frequently, and I'm pretty sure as a way to flirt with me a little bit more, he started inviting me to the gym with him.
Yeah. I
was pretty nervous going to the gym with a guy, let alone a guy that I had a crush on, because I was embarrassed of how little I was able to lift. But we started going more frequently, and he was more experienced than I thought at first, and he was able to kind of show me some of the fundamentals of what he knew. I was able to show him some of the fundamentals that I knew, because we both had different strengths. My strengths were definitely lower body centric and his were upper body, so we kind of helped balance each other out. And in growing together through our fitness journey, we also started growing individually, and I realized that weightlifting was my favorite way to stay in shape, and it was something that kept me motivated, and I wanted to go to the gym. I was excited to go to the gym, and so that's when I knew that this was something I wanted to continue to pursue.
And the best part about it was that we were actually able to learn together, because I didn't really know a lot. I just knew a little bit more than she did. But at the same time, we were going, we were looking up stuff. We're asking a bunch of people on what they do, and it's kind of like a give and take kind of thing. So ever since then, we've just been really learning new things together, which is great for it. So
going to the weight room was really intimidating at first, especially as a female, because any weight room you go to, it's going to be male dominated.
Yeah, sure.
And that was something that kind of kept me away from it for a long time. And so whenever we started working out together, I had a partner to help me kind of break that barrier. And looking back on it now, I wish I would have broken it earlier, because I've never seen more improvement in my like physical body as well as my mental state than when I started actually lifting. And I have a lot of female friends ask me how, you know, I got into shape or what I do at the gym. And whenever I tell them, you know, I'm a weightlifter, I consider myself a weightlifter because that is the main bulk of what I do for physical activity, they get surprised. And then I see their internal struggle of, well, I don't want to be the only girl lifting weights. I don't want to get bulky. I don't
know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. You know, it's all intimidating. And the best thing that happened for me was having a partner who knew a little bit more about everything and was able to kind of help break that barrier. So that's something that I find important, is to find a resource, whether you're male or female, because the weight room can be intimidating for anybody.
Cool.
Did you start?
Yeah, so let's see here. If we go all the way back to high school, I did football and wrestling from freshman year all the way to junior year. I stopped doing football and went into theater. And so, you know, they were always like, get into the weight room, get bigger, get stronger, get faster, all this other stuff for both sports. Weights played a huge role in that. And so I actually really enjoyed moving the weights. Wasn't a huge fan of the practice itself. So after my junior year, I decided to take a weights class. Then after that, went into college. I went into community college, and which we were required to do one fitness semester, and which I kept up with it a little bit, but didn't really do as much as I could, you know. So, and then after that, I came down here to Springfield, went to Missouri State, and I was doing ultimate frisbee at the time. I was doing a lot of things I shouldn't be doing that was actually harming my body, than actually for good. And I lost weight. I went from 155 pounds from sophomore year or even junior year of high school all the way down to 135. And then once Ultimate Frisbee was over, one day I was on my couch eating Cheez-Its, watching cartoons, and I just said to myself, I hate myself. Why am I doing this? You know, why am I here? And so I need to be somewhere different. I need to get my endorphins going. I need to really start changing for the better. So I went to the weight room, met my good friend Rob, and then from there we did a small mini workout, and he told me, he's like, I'm gonna get you to the gym at least twice a week. And I told him, I was like, I'm not sure, so on and so forth. Next day I felt super sore. Didn't want to go. Didn't go for roughly around 2 months or so. It didn't hit me until that February. That's I forgot, February of, gosh, I think it's 2015, 2016, right around there. Yeah, 2015, 2016. It was roughly around that year. That's when I really started honing in on weightlifting. And really got into the groove of it, and which I didn't even take supplements until a year and a half after that. I didn't take supplements until closer to the middle of 2016, and then that's when I started seeing more growth, and that's when I started seeing even better results. And so I got into it because of, you know, I just wanted to feel better about myself. It is a huge stress reliever for me. It's somewhere where I can kind of zone in and kind of just think by myself and just channel in and not really give flying frick of who's going to be there or what's going to happen the next day. You know, I'm there for an hour to sometimes a maximum 2 hours, if that even, and I just zone in and I really enjoy it. It's something that it just makes me feel good. So yeah, so I really encourage people to kind of speak out about about their weightlifting or even their goals in life, because it's good to talk about them and it's good to express them. If you have any questions for us, please put them in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.